What's up guys, another video, another review, another dopamine high, and today we are going to review a model kit. I know last video I said I wasn't going to review model kits until I felt comfortable, and you know that was only last video ago in the terms of model kit videos, and so what's with all of a sudden reviewing a model kit? Well, this video is going to be an experiment. This video is going to be on a Star Wars model kit, if you couldn't tell by the thumbnail or the title, and I'm not insulting model kits, I'm not insulting Star Wars model kits. I love model kits, it's a hobby, it's very therapeutic, and I respect the hobby a lot, and I respect the people who devote so much time and energy to this hobby, but I'm just saying that Star Wars model kits are closer to action figures than like a Gundam or Evangelion model kit is closer to an action figure. So this is I'm kind of using this model kit as some kind of middle ground, as someone who reviews action figures more than, you know, model kits, seeing that I've only done showcases for model kits. I want to see if I can properly review a model kit as someone who reviews action figures, and if I like how this video comes out, I might just get over that hurdle of, you know, only doing showcases for model kits and start reviewing Gundam and Evangelion and Code Geass and just model kits in general. So hopefully that this video is the icebreaker, but hopefully you also understand what I'm trying to say, where this is going to act as a middle ground because this model kit is closer to an action figure than most model kits are. So yeah, that's all I'm trying to say. Thank you for listening, and let's get into the video. And this is one of my videos, so of course there is lore in this video about the thing we are going over, and we all know Stormtrooper, so I'm not going to go from all the way to A to Z. I'm just going to give you a brief little info drop on these boys, and then we'll get right into the review. The Stormtroopers were one of the main infantry soldiers of the Galactic Empire. They were not part of the army. The army and the Stormtrooper division were two different things. They served side by side, but they were two completely different things. Stormtroopers in the beginning of the Empire were called TK Troopers, and after the downfall of the Empire, they were called Remnant Stormtroopers, but they were Stormtroopers nonetheless. The Stormtrooper was the successor to the Clone Trooper after the downfall of the Republic. They wore plastoid-plated armor and were commonly equipped with the E-11 blaster rifle, and Stormtroopers were not clones, they were actually human recruits from various planets seen throughout the galaxy. And even if their training, efficiency, and smarts were not as efficient as the Clone Troopers were, they had the sheer numbers and firepower to conquer the galaxy. And today we are taking a look at Bandai's 112th Stormtrooper. This is obviously from Bandai's Star Wars model kit line, and I'm pretty sure this is a re-release because this guy goes all the way back to 2015 as far as I'm concerned, and I did find this guy in my local Target just about maybe this week, a week ago, depending on when this video does come out. So Bandai is re-releasing this kit, or they never stopped, or Target just, I know Target has a deal with Bandai, so they get exclusives at times, and I don't know if they just started hitting Target shelves or what, but this guy, there's a lot to go over. It comes with a lot of stuff, so let's get right into that. And when you do open up this box, you will get 4 runners, 1 set of stickers, and 1 set of water slide decals. They're exactly the same, so it's really all up to preference when it comes to detailing your model kit. So going over the build process of this model kit, pre-build, even before we start snapping pieces off the runners. Like I said before, this model kit only comes with 4 runners, and the model kit itself isn't even that big. So if you have not a lot of space to work with, you are completely fine. This build process does not take up that much space. I know I have a bigger space, so I'm fortunate enough to build bigger model kits, but if you don't have like the space I do, you are completely fine. You should be able to build this on any table you have, big or small. Going over the mid-build process, I can say that Star Wars model kits are very much their own breed. I know that they're already designated as non-grade model kits, so that means they're not entry, master, high, real, or perfect grade model kits. In the terms of building and feel, they are very much their own breed, and I can say after 2 years of building Gundam, Evangelion, Code Geass, and 30-minute mission kits, this is a very refreshing breath of fresh air. This is something that is just different, and I wouldn't say new because these kits have been around for a while, but it's new to me, and it's I just recommend it if you are getting burnt out from model kits and you just want to try building something different. Try a Star Wars model kit. It is a very different feeling, and I highly recommend it to anyone who is thinking about it. Just go for it. You won't regret it. And the only complaint that I can think of during the mid-build process was one piece did break. It snapped in half, but that wasn't the kit's fault or the instructions fault. That was just me pressing too hard down on the piece and just not reading the instructions. I was just like, oh, I know where this goes, or I know how to put this in, and I pushed too hard and it snapped. And yeah, I was able to super glue it and it looks fine. It doesn't look completely compromised, so in the end, all went well with the build, besides me just being a dumbass. So yeah, so going over the post-build process of the model kit, essentially stickers, decals, and just, you know, just adding a little details all over. I want to fucking blow my brains out. This is the part where I almost gave up on this video and the model kit overall. Just most of the stickers and decals did not want to stick at all, and if they did want to stick, they didn't want to stick very fucking long. So I had to do some detailing with a Gundam marker. As you can see on the lower part of the helmet, there's supposed to be blue lines going along there, but the stickers and the decals did not want to stay. So I had to take a black Gundam marker and fill in those lines. So it was either that or nothing at all. So that's the ultimatum. And even though it's not the blue lines, it still looks cool. It still looks fitting. So it's still a win in my book. But I was able to also soldier through that, fix the little things that the stickers and decals didn't want to do, and yeah, and overall he did come out looking pretty good. But yeah, post-build process, not fucking poggers. When it comes to articulation, please mind the band-aid. You can't really do a full 360 with his head without his head popping off, but he can look up and down pretty well, and if you want his head going back and forth, you can also do that, which is also nice. When it comes to arm articulation, he has really good range of motion when it comes to the shoulder, which is very nice to see in a model kit. And he can do a 360 with his arm if you were so inclined to do that. When it comes to elbow articulation, he can bring that forearm up pretty well until the armor clashes with itself. And then when it comes to hand articulation, there's no really ball joint. It's just a swivel, kind of rotate, barely move around, which is a little bit of a bummer. When it comes to torso articulation, he can do a crunch, nothing too crazy, nothing too special, and he can do a full 360 if you wanted him to do that as well. When it comes to leg articulation, it is really good. If you want him to sit down, you can do that. If you want his legs to go all the way back for whatever reason, you can do that as well, and you can get him to achieve a really good split. So the better the split usually is better the leg articulation. He can put his leg up all the way. He can't do a butt kick, but he can bring his knee up to where you can do running poses and pretty much the essential poses with his leg. Feet articulation is really good. It's on kind of on a ball joint, and you can have it go up and down for more dynamic poses. And one cool thing about this model kit is you can make your Stormtrooper a lefty or a righty. You can put the holster on whatever side of the body you want. It is up to you. Getting into accessories, this model kit comes with 6 hands, 2 trigger finger hands, 2 holding open hands, 1 pointer hand, and 1 fist for dynamic poses and gestures for your pleasing. They're sculpted pretty well. There's hand panels for every hand, so no 2 hands have to share 1 panel. I know some Gundam kits do that, but in this case, that is not a problem. First blaster included in this model kit is the SE-14R blaster pistol in an all black paint job. So if you wanted to add any tiny details, wear, tear, scratches, anything of that caliber, you're gonna have to take a thin Gundam marker or a tiny paintbrush and add some gunmetal silvers or grays or whatever colors you want to add to this blaster yourself. Overall, the sculpt is pretty solid. Nothing looks wrong or off with it. Just a well executed blaster on Bandai's end. So the second blaster included in this model kit is the classic E11 blaster rifle. Just like the pistol before, it's an all black paint job, so if you want to apply any tiny details yourself, you will need a thin Gundam marker or a tiny paintbrush to do so. But overall, just a really good sculpt and recreation of the blaster. Very good on Bandai's end. Then going over the third and final blaster included in this model kit is the DLT-19, yet another classic blaster, and I do have to say this is probably my favorite one out of the three because of the amount of detailing that goes into this. Bandai does not spare any expenses when it comes to the detail on these blasters, or any of their model kits I should say, most of the time. And like I said before, all black paint job. Want to add any little details, gotta do it yourself. But overall, very satisfied with how this blaster came out. Before we start wrapping up the video, just to get a good idea of how big this model kit is, we're going to be doing some size comparisons, starting off with Bandai's high grade Gundam Death Scythe. Then we have Bandai's master grade Ifrit Kai. Then Bandai's high grade Unit 0 prototype. Then we have Bandai's Lancelot. Then going over to action figures, we have Jazzware's Halo Infinite Master Chief, and Hasbro's Star Wars The Black Series Boss, McFarlane's Doomslayer, and finally NECA's Chrysalis Alien. So here we are at the turntable showcase segment of the video, where you get a nice look of the model kit while I'm not manhandling it, and you get to hear my thoughts, pros, cons, all that on the model kit. So let's get right into that, shall we? So starting off with cons, because I like to get that sour stuff out of the way. For our first con is the articulation in the helmet area of the model kit. As you can see, it looks like he has no neck. He kind of looks like a turtle. He's just always kind of shrugging. And because of how low his helmet is, it is constantly clashing with the chest and shoulder pieces of his armor. And because of that, it really limits the range of motion he does have. It is hard for him to look around. And if you do remember in the articulation segment of this video, when I tried doing a full 360 with his helmet, it was popping off when trying to pass the shoulder region of his body because of just the helmet and the shoulder piece clashing. Another con that I can think of going back to the helmet area of the model kit is the amount of color correction sticker slash decals needed. Now, I really dislike it when a kit uses a lot of stickers slash decals for color correction. I rather just have a bunch of tiny pieces that are in the right color than needing stickers or decals, because sometimes stickers and decals make a kit look worse rather than looking better. And if you remember the issue I was having with stickers and decals, it just made the whole color correction thing worse in my case. I don't know if the sticker and decal issue I had applies for everyone, or if I just got a bad batch of stickers. I don't know. I really hope it was only me, because God bless anyone who has a worse temper than me and your stickers or decals are not working with you. But anyways, I really dislike color correction stickers slash decals, and if you do too, you're not going to like how many you're going to need in the helmet area of this model kit. And then the last con I can think of is the articulation in the hand area, or the lack of there being. If you saw in the articulation segment of the video, his hands are just pegs, so his wrists cannot bend. You can kind of do swivels so it looks like his wrist is breaking, but because it is not bending, the amount of dynamic poses you can get with the blasters is fairly limited. And this model kit comes with 3 blasters, which is more weapons than some standard high grades come with. So just the amount of loss and opportunity for really cool blaster poses due to the lack of wrist articulation is sad, but don't worry, you can still get some decent blaster poses with this model kit nonetheless. It's just how limited the range of motion in the hands is just kind of a bummer in my opinion. And then getting into the pros of this model kit, starting off with articulation in the areas that aren't lacking. The range of motion in the arms, legs, and torso is just really good. You can get some really cool poses with those areas, so do not worry about the head and hand areas. Those 2 cons do not ruin this model kit. Presentation, despite the color correcting stickers, the white shiny armor and the black undersuit do look really good. Let's talk about the accessories that come with this kit, because it is insane. We get 3 blasters, 3 very different blasters, mind you, and most high grade Gundam kits don't even come with 3 weapons, which I think is very cool. And then we get a stand, and you know, every Star Wars model kit does come with a stand, and I think Bandai should apply this rule to like their more mass produced high grade Gundam kits, because I think it'd be very nice if most Gundam kits came with a stand. But anyways, the stand is what I'm trying to talk about. I really like the addition of the stand. It's very nice, and I super glued mine together. I'm very happy with how it's on the left foot, but if you were so inclined, you can flip it so it's his right foot is in the little snug foot placement, and then the amount of hands. Usually most high grade kits come with 4 to 2 hands, where this guy comes with 6, and they're ambidextrous, so you can have your guy be a lefty or a righty, and then he comes with a closed fist and a pointing finger for more scenic poses. I'm just very happy and impressed with the amount of accessories that are included in this model kit. So overall, despite the few issues I do have with this kit and the hard time it did give me with the stickers and decals, overall it ended up looking really good. Hopefully you guys didn't or don't have the same issue as I do. If you have built or prepare to build this kit, I wish the best for you if you are going to start building this kit soon, and I hope your stickers and decals work, because mine as sure as fuck didn't, and I am a little salty about it still, but you know, it's in the past. And like I said, this kit came out looking really good, and I am a fan. I will be a returning purchaser, customer if you will, when it comes to the Star Wars model kit line. And I do plan to buy more Stormtroopers because of the color separation between the white armor and the black undersuit. I can potentially make some really cool customs out of this model kit, and if I do, I will be more than fucking sure to share it with you guys. So overall, I think it's a very good kit. I don't think it's a very integral kit, so anyone could pick this up, and I recommend this to any Star Wars fan or model kit builder. And yeah, overall recommend. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this model kit. I do recommend it despite some of its issues, but I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope that this video was bearable and I did execute it fairly well, because if so, I will continue to make these model kit videos. And if you did like the video, a like and a subscription would be appreciated. I'm not going to make you comment because that's a lot of effort, and we're not even going to address the bell because that shit is fucking broken. So if you enjoyed, do those 2 things. Much appreciated, and I'll see you in another one.